Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. Today we will take the another part of the adaptation, that is adaptation of organisms to light. Light, it is one of the significant ecological factors as it provides the energy to the whole biosphere. The light enters into the biosphere through the process of photosynthesis, which is performed by green plants and other autotrophs. Now, let us see how the organisms they have adapted themselves towards the intensity of the light, towards the duration of the light. And first we will take the adaptation of plants to the light. First one we are going to deal is the adaptation of plants to light intensity. Basically, the intensity of the light has the impact upon the growth of different types of the plants. Accordingly, plants have been classified into two categories, that is heliophytes and the xeophytes. Heliophytes, also called the sun plants, sunstroke plants, or solar plants, and these are those plants which grow in open full sunlight, and these heliophytes they possess some characteristic features. Let us see what are the different characters which are possessed by these heliophytes or the shade plant, or the sun plants. The first important characteristic possessed by these sun-loving plants or these solar plants or sunstroke plants is that they possess the thick cuticle. Cuticle, this is the outer covering around the epidermis, and this actually the thick cuticle which is made up of the cutin, it actually prevents the water loss. So first character which is possessed by these heliophytes, that is they possess the thick cuticles. Huh. In these uh, heliophytes, the leaves are arranged vertically or they lie at the angle towards the sunlight. Actually जो इसमें जो leaves का arrangement होता है, that is vertical, so that the less surface of the leaves is exposed towards the direct sunlight. ये भी इनमें एक characteristic feature होता है, and it's a sort of adaptation which is possessed by these heliophytes towards the bright sunlight or towards the high intensity light. And another characteristic feature possessed by these heliophytes is that they possess well developed palisade parenchyma, and the spongy parenchyma that is not that is reduced. यानी कि इनमें वेल डेवलप्ड these palisade parenchyma होता है. And another important characteristic feature which is possessed by these heliophytes is the presence of sunken stomata. इनके leaves के अंदर जो stomata होता है, that is sunken, that is a bit reduced, and that is lying deep inside the leaf. तो इससे क्या होता है, this sunken stomata, it has the capacity to prevent the water loss. during transpiration. And it is another type of adaptation which is shown by these heliophytes. And another important characteristics is that they possess the highly developed root system. इनके अंदर जो रूट सिस्टम होता है दैट इज हाईली डेवलप्ड. In order to absorb more water from the soil, they have developed an extensive root system. And apart from that, they possess large number of branches on their stems, these heliophytes. And these are the various characteristic features which are possessed by these heliophytes. On the other hand, the zeophytes, means shade-loving plants, they are sometimes called the photophobo plants or photophobous plants, rather we can say. Phobia, you know, that means hatring, or that means to move away. यानी कि they move away towards, or they we can say these shade loving plants or zeophytes are those plants which grow in low intensity of the light in the shades, in the shady place they grow. And for that purpose they also possess certain type of the characteristic features in order to live in an efficient way in under the shady conditions. These zeophytes, they also possess many characteristic features, like they possess thin cuticle. They actually, the leaves, they are arranged horizontally. There is horizontal arrangement of the leaves over the plant, over these zeophytes or shade loving plants. And palisade parenchymatous cells, they are not well developed, but the spongy parenchymatous cells, they are well highly developed in these plants. Stomata is not sunken, and their the root system is not extensive. The branches on the stem, they are very less, and apart from that, they actually जो इनके internodes होते हैं, the internodes, they are short and thin in case of these zeophytes. So this is regarding the types of the plants living in different intensities of the light, that is high intensity light and low intensity light. Now, the another adaptation which is shown by the plants towards the light is the duration of the light has also effect upon the flowering as well as the germination of seeds in case of the plants. The duration of light. Now, duration of the light, first we must know what are the photoperiods. Photoperiod can be defined as the length of the day in hours for which the light is available to the plant. यानी कि वो पीरियड दिन का जिसमें एक प्लांट को लाइट मैसर होती है, इसको हम फोटो पीरियड कहते हैं. द इफेक्ट ऑफ फोटो पीरियड्स on the germination of the seeds and the flowering of plants is called the photoperiodism. This photoperiodism, it influences the flowering in case of the plants, and accordingly it was Garner and Allard. Garner and Allard has divided the plants into three categories depending upon their flowering towards different photo periods, that is short photo periods, long photo periods. गार्नर और एलार्ड ने प्लांट्स को तीन कैटेगरीज में डिवाइड किया गया, showing their response towards the photo periods. Number one is short day plants. Number two, long day plants. Number three, day neutral plants. Short day plants, long day plants, and day neutral plants. Short day plants are those plants which actually show the flowering show the flowering during the short photo periods. That means when the day length is less than the critical day length, तो उसमें ये फ्लावरिंग करते हैं, इनको हम कहते हैं शॉर्ट डे प्लांट्स. फॉर एग्जाम्पल टोबैको flowers during the short photo periods or in response to short photo periods. Long day plants are those plants which show the flowering or where the flowering is induced by the long photo periods or when the day length is long or large. For example, radish is long day plant. इस तरह day neutral plants, these are those plants which are not connected to the photo periods for the purpose of their flowering. यहाँ पे photo periods का कोई रोल नहीं होता है towards the flowering of these plants. फॉर एग्जाम्पल इसमें हम देते हैं मतलब क्यूकम्बर जो है या एक और एग्जाम्पल मेज, क्यूकम्बर एंड मेज, दे प्रोवाइड द बेस्ट एग्जाम्पल्स ऑफ द डे न्यूट्रल प्लांट्स. एंड दिस इज सेकंड टाइप ऑफ द रेस्पॉन्स व्हिच इज शोन बाय द प्लांट्स टुवर्ड्स द light, that is towards the duration of the light. So intensity of the light, duration of the light. Now the another effect of the light upon the plants is the plants actually they also respond towards the direction of the light, and this process of plant or these are the moments, plant moments are the orientation, the moments or the orientation of different parts of the plant towards the light. It is called the phototropism. So phototropism is basically the moment or orientation of different parts towards the light. यानी कि directional movement or orientation of different parts of the plant towards the light is called the phototropism. And if we will see in case of the plant, the stem or the shoot is positively phototropic or it shows positive phototropism. On the other hand, the roots which grow towards the soil, they show the negative phototropism. This is another type of the response which is shown by the plants towards the direction of the light. एंड इसी तरह एक और इंपॉर्टेंट रोल जो लाइट का रहता है इन केस ऑफ दिस प्लांट्स, दैट इज द लाइट also affects upon the germination of the seeds in case of the plants. Accordingly, seeds have been classified into three categories. Non-photoblastic seeds. These are those seeds which do not require light for their germination. Non-photoblastic. 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 For example, maize. हाँ, maize के जो seeds होते हैं, they can germinate in absence of the light. They are called the non-photoblastic seeds. Sorry, non-photoblastic. Ah. On the other hand, there are negatively photoblastic seeds. Photoblastic seeds. For example, in case of onion, the onion seeds, they are negatively photoblastic seeds. That means they germinate in absence of light. यहाँ पे लाइट का कोई रोल नहीं होता है in case of the germination. Whether light is present or not, these seeds, that is non-photoblastic seeds, in case of the maize, they can germinate in absence or in presence of light. It doesn't matter in these case of, or they can also in absence. They only actually germinate negatively photoblastic seeds in absence of light, and there are positively photoblastic seeds. Positively photoblastic seeds. For example, viscum. Viscum के जो seeds होते हैं, they only germinate in presence of light in non under non availability of light conditions. These seeds are not able to germinate. So depending upon the absence of light, absence of light towards the germination of the seeds have been divided into three types: non-photoblastic, negatively photoblastic, and the positively photoblastic seeds. And another impact of the light upon the plants is the chlorophyll synthesis. The light, it plays an important role uh, in the synthesis of the green pigments, that is chlorophyll, as well as it is important in the development of the stomata. And apart from that, the light has also the bearing or impact upon the stomatal movements, that is opening and closing of stomata. Opening and closing of stomata. Okay, this is regarding how the light impacts, or how the light influences the different activities of the plants, and how plants they show the adaptation, and they show the adjustment towards these towards the duration of the light, and some other direct impacts which are caused by the light on these plants. दूसरा, now the adaptation of animals to the light. Animals also, the light has also the bearing, or the light has also the impact upon the different activities of the animals. First we will see the migration. The birds, they always migrate from colder regions to the warmer regions during winter, and they return back to their original homes when the normal conditions or the favorable conditions gets resumed. This is what we call the migration. And this migration, basically, it is connected with the photoperiods, with the length of the days. That means short photoperiods and long photoperiods. You know, during autumn there are short photoperiods, and during spring there are long photoperiods. Similarly, some fishes like eel and salmon, they show the migration which is also connected towards the lengthening and the shortening of these photoperiods, eel and salmon. And another impact of this light upon the animals is in the reproduction or in the breeding. Like the plants respond to the intensity or these photo periods and are of three types, that is long day plants, short day plants, day neutral plants. Accordingly, the animals have been classified into three categories depending upon their response towards these photo periods. There are long day animals, long day animals, short day animals, and day neutral animals. Now, what are long day animals? Long day animals are those animals which show the breeding during the long photo periods or when the length of the day is long. That is during springs when the day length increase. तो इनके जो ब्रीडिंग होते हैं that takes in the long photo periods, like we can take example, जो turkeys होते हैं, turkey में ये they are long day animals, and short day animals are those animals which actually they breed in the short when they are provided or when they receive the short photo periods or when the day length is shorter, that is during the autumn. इसमें goats and sheep हम देखते हैं जो short day animals में आते हैं. इस तरह day neutral, these day neutral एनिमल्स कौन होते हैं? ये वो एनिमल्स होते हैं जहां पे फोटो पीरियड्स का कोई रोल नहीं होता है in case of the breeding, and these include the rabbit. Rabbit is day neutral animal. ठीक है? Now, the light has also impact upon the pigmentation in case of the animals. देखो, usually the human beings, their skin becomes darkened and tanned when it gets exposed to the high intensity light or to the bright light. Why? This is just due to the accumulation of the melanin, which gets actually accumulated under the skin, and this has the tendency to absorb these harmful ultraviolet radiations of the light and prevents the underlying tissues. But this is due to the this is what we call the tanning of the skin, and it is caused by the high intensity light in case of the human beings. But usually or normally अगर हम देखेंगे कि the animals which are living in the which are living under bright light, they are always lighter in their color, and on the other hand the animals which are living under this dim light, they are darkened in their colors, like frog, lizard, etc. And another impact of this light is the these periodic activities. The animals, different animals, they are active at the different periods of the day. Some animals are active during night. They are called the nocturnal animals. Suppose nocturnal animals. Nocturnal animals are active during night, like cockroach, bat, and one more category is diurnal animals. These are active during the day. Diurnal. They are active during day, like man, butterfly, etc. And some animals are active at the dawn of the day. They are known as the aurora. They are active at the dawn of the day. इसमें हम देखते हैं dawn के वक्त जो एक्टिव होते हैं, इसमें हम कैटल एग्रेट जो होता है, कैटल इग्रेट, कैटल बर्ड. And some animals, they are active at the dusk of the day. They are known as the vesperal animals. Vesperal. Dusk of the day. इसमें अगर हम देखेंगे the European rabbit, European rabbit, It is always active at the dusk. And some animals, they are active during the TV light. They are known as crepuscular. Crepuscular टीवी लाइट में ये एक्टिव होते हैं. इसमें रैबिट की एग्जांपल हम दे सकते हैं. इस तरह सम एनिमल्स दे आर नोन एज द कैथीमेरल एनिमल्स. They are only active when they need food and water. Cathemeral animals, they are active only when they need food and water. Otherwise they remain inactive. They are called the cathemeral animals. इसमें अगर हम देखेंगे lion is the best example of the cathemeral animals. And this is all regarding about today's topic, that is adaptation of organisms or adaptation of plants and animals towards the light. How plants adapt themselves towards the light, and how animals are able to adapt themselves, to adjust themselves towards the light. So we will conclude here today. Thank you.